Hey everybody, welcome back to Auto Scholar with Mr. B. I'm Mr. B, and today I have something extremely special for you guys. Yesterday I was downtown, this is downtown Augusta, in front of beautiful Augusta Commons, and I ran into this group. It's called Two on Tour, and they're from Polestar. Now Polestar is a brand new all-electric vehicle coming out, and they are made by Volvo, and they are out on tour showing everyone pretty much what these cars are all about. So I decided this is something maybe my viewers would like to see. And so today we're going to get one of these cars, we're going to open it up, I'm going to show you all the features, tell you about all of the specifics on it, and of course get a good test drive in to let y'all know how this car feels on the road. So stick around for that. Don't forget to like the video if it taught you anything, and of course subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and get this thing started up and opened up, and I'll show you everything inside it. So this is the Polestar 2. This is not the most equipped one. We do have one of those here, which I will show you guys. Nice looking wheels. And one thing that I saw on this car that was pretty surprising just off the first glance is how big the brakes are for an electric vehicle. Normally these electric vehicles have some fairly small brakes, and this one has some big ones, and the performance model actually has a Brembo set up on it as well, so the brakes actually get bigger than this. And pretty good looking car. Doesn't really strike me as being an electric car right off the side of it. It looks pretty conventional as far as the styling goes, and pretty much in line with what Volvo's putting out now. So I'll give you a good walk around here. The one thing that you really don't notice when you first walk up on the vehicle is this whole roof is glass and transparent, and it's very prevalent when you get inside the vehicle. But just want to give y'all a quick walk around everything I've seen. I can't get too far off the shot because I'll be in the middle of the road, and this is kind of a busy road we're next to. But let's go ahead and get everything open. I'll show you the interior and the trunk and the trunk up front. Okay, with the front trunk popped, you see here we do have a storage for a charger. These come with a charger that takes the higher voltage and the regular house voltage as well. And I'll put some stats here in the description on as far as recharge times and everything like that. Really not a whole lot to see up here. Very small trunk up front. Normally we see larger trunks. All of your charging electronics and a lot of the electronics in the vehicle are underneath this panel here. We have a jack. We also, underneath this panel, we have a tire repair kit. So there is no spare tire on this one, but we're seeing that more and more common with most of these vehicles. We'll go over here to the rear trunk. And here you see pretty good size. So about the same size as like a Model Y or a Volkswagen ID4, maybe a little bit smaller than the ID4. And under here we have some more storage. And we have this hat shelf here that comes off. You pull this out and you can lay the seats down, so you can get a lot of space back here to put something, you know, like a flat screen TV or something from the hardware store, something like that. So this car does have a little utility to it as well. One cool thing about these is they come with a tow ball. It's a 2-inch tow ball, and the hitch, you know, you just press this button here. You have a button right there, and when you press it, the hitch will come out. You have to take it and actually pop it into place, and it has your wiring and everything already. And you can put your hitch ball in there, or you can put an accessory on here, a bike rack, anything like that. And this is class leading 2,000 pounds of towing for this vehicle. So if you are big in the outdoors or you know, tow a small trailer or something like that, that would be ideal. And this is something you normally don't see on an electric vehicle. All right, starting with the back seat, we have everything. The fit and finish here is really nice, as with most of your newer Volvo stuff. Like, we do have rear AC vents. This one does not have the leather. The leather does add a little bit to the cost here. I will show you some other ones that we do have that may have the leather, but you can see here how prevalent this roof is. And it's like basically the entire roof of the car is glass, which is pretty cool. And here's just from the back seat. You can see the interior. Let's get in the front seat. And the cool thing about this is, turn the volume down here. When you sit in the car will crank up. It has a bunch of sensors in the seat that will activate the vehicle. And you have a screen here up front, and you have, of course, your panel here. Now, this panel here is almost like a Droid tablet. So everything off of this one runs off of Android. It has Google Car, which is pretty cool. If you have an Android phone, this probably fits pretty well. And everything is done here off of this panel. You don't see any switches really anywhere else in the car, except for, of course, your window switches over here and your door locks and all that, and your mirror switches. But for the most part, everything is controlled by this center pillar, just like in most of your electric vehicles, such as the Tesla and the other ones out here on the market. So cool thing is with this, you can go into the maps and it'll show you where all your charging stations are. You can plan out your route and it'll tell you how long you have to charge and where there's charging stations at and everything. And so I guess that's updated throughout the time that the chargers and everything get put on. So the thing I like is the styling on this. They have the Polestar logo on almost everywhere you look. And even through, I can't show you this because it's not dark outside, but even at night, on the other side of this, they have a Polestar logo up top that will shine on the glass. So that's pretty cool. And of course you have LED lights on the interior as well. Steering wheel feels nice. It's nice and beefy steering wheel. And you have some controls here for your cruise control and your radio settings and things like that to navigate through the menu over here. So one of the cool things on this vehicle is a lot of people don't realize that Volvo was such a innovator with safety systems in the modern automobile, starting with the 3-point seatbelt, which they invented and then gave free to all other manufacturers. And so one of the Easter eggs, one of the guys here that was showing me, it's pretty cool, I'm gonna show you guys, is on the seatbelt, it says since 1959. And so that's when this went into production, the 3-point seatbelt by Volvo. And so to homage to that, they put this little Easter egg in on the seatbelts that say since 1959. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this for a drive. Okay, so we're inside. We're going to take off here. This is a urban setting here in downtown Augusta. So I'm just going to take my shifter and pull it back. That will put me into drive, and we will let our foot off the brake, and we're gonna wait till this car passes here. Very slowly until I get the feel of this accelerator. Turning radius is about the same as any other vehicle as far as I can tell. And of course, with the foot off the gas pedal, you go into regen, and so it is a little, it feels like very touchy, sensitive brakes, which is pretty much the same with any electric or even hybrid vehicle. And visibility here is really good, which sometimes is a problem with some of these kind of lower slung aerodynamic electric vehicles. And gas pedal is very responsive, as it should be. I really like the layout of the dash here. I like having, you know, the center stack and the traditional instrument layout of an instrument cluster, which, you know, a lot of cars don't have. The electric cars don't have. They just have this. I like having both. The ride is, to me, I mean, you know, I'm hitting a manhole cover about every probably 100 feet. And let's see, we're gonna turn left up here. Goes right into regen here. So barely, I mean, not having to use my brakes whatsoever. This is one pedal driving at its finest here. And it's just so strange not to hear anything sitting here, just quietness. Got the green arrow here, so we'll go ahead and go. Yeah, to me, honestly, it's just like driving in an automatic, you know, like a regular Volvo. It's nothing. The pedal response is very good. It takes a little getting used to letting off the gas and then going into the coast regen. It is a little bit of a jolt when you let off the gas, but other than that, you know, car's comfortable. The seats are very supportive. I had my doubts that this was going to be as good as it is. It is pretty good. Turn left here up on Walton Way. I know we got some bumps and train tracks and all kind of stuff up here, so I'll be able to update you guys. Now, the performance model of this car, the performance package, has the adjustable dampeners on all four corners, and they're manually adjustable. And that's, I mean, you know, as far as if you want to track this vehicle or something like that, really the performance package would be the way I would go. But the horsepower range on this car is about 408 horses. And, you know, of course, that's all-wheel drive as well, with the range around in the mid-200s, just depending on, of course, how you drive. So, you know, the steering wheel feel is pretty responsive for an electric steering car. So scared to like put a whole lot of accelerator into this thing because I'm just not sure what it's capable of. Give it the beans here. So yeah, I mean, it drives a lot like a high-end, like a XC90, which is what you would expect out of Volvo. And you know, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get it up to highway speed, but I don't expect this thing. I don't hear a lot of, you know, I'm at 40 miles per hour. I don't hear a lot of wind noise. I don't hear a lot of rumbles, rattles, or squeaks. So for this to be a pre-production car, this is polished pretty well. The mirrors and everything, you have these frameless mirrors, is going to give you a better view of your blind spots and things like that, which I think is pretty cool. So when you adjust the mirror, the whole mirror will actually turn instead of just the glass on the inside, which is something I've never really seen on a car before, but it's pretty interesting. Take a left here at this light. All right. So going downhill in the coast, I'm all the way into charge. And with just a very gentle tap of the brakes, you got all the brakes you need. So, you know, if you're coming from a conventional, you know, combustion engine vehicle and not coming from a hybrid or a high voltage electric vehicle, that is going to take some getting used to, but probably within a week of driving, you'll be used to that, and very advantageous. And the thing is with these, when you're going into regen so much, you're not using brakes nearly as much. So your brake pads and your braking system really lasts a whole lot longer than on a conventional internal combustion engine vehicle. And that's going to save you on maintenance costs. Of course, you don't have any oil changes, you don't have any timing belt changes, you don't have, any major flushes or tune-ups or anything else to do. So that does kind of go into your savings. You're paying more for an electric vehicle because there's more money to make them and more technology into them. But of course, you're having to pay more for your electric bill and all that. But all that adds out to, you being able to get off and go whenever you want to, charge on the way there, and a lower cost of ownership overall. Okay, everybody, so that does it for the Polestar 2. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll get to them as soon as I can. I'm also going to put most of the stats, the range, the towing, everything down here in the description. That way it's out of the way of the video and you can, of course, re-reference it whenever you want to. So if you learned anything from the video, please give me a like or subscribe to the channel. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, VK in Europe, and pretty much anywhere that social media is. Just look up Auto Scholar with Mr. B and I'll be there. So for that, I'm enjoying the rest of my Sunday. We'll see you next time on Auto Scholar with Mr. B.